For decades, conventional gardening advice has focused on fertilizers, pH adjustments, and irrigation schedules. Yet some of the most extraordinary garden transformations come not from chemistry, but from awakening the life beneath our feet. Biodynamic practices, developed nearly a century ago, were dismissed by many as esoteric or overly mystical. But when I applied one key biodynamic principle in my own garden, the results were astonishing. Plants grew faster, leaves were darker and more robust, and the soil itself became alive with microbial activity. The secret lies in understanding soil as a living organism rather than an inert medium. This guide explores that principle in depth, showing how gardeners can unlock soil life today to achieve explosive growth without relying on synthetic inputs. Soil is alive, and activating it is more important than adding nutrients. One of the foundational insights of biodynamic gardening is that soil is a complex ecosystem. It teems with bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and countless other organisms that process nutrients, build soil structure, and protect plants from pests and disease. Nutrients in the soil exist, but without active microbial populations, plants struggle to access them. Historically, farmers observed that fields enriched with organic matter compost and fermented plant extracts produced crops that well outperformed chemically fertilized fields. By focusing on feeding the microbial community rather than the plants directly, the entire soil ecosystem becomes more efficient and plants absorb nutrients in balanced, bioavailable forms. In practice, this means that adding compost mulching and applying microbial stimulants can dramatically improve plant health. When I began incorporating biodynamic soil teas and fermented preparations, I noticed immediate changes. The soil crumbled like rich chocolate earthworms appeared in abundance, and seedlings developed strong, fibrous roots. The principle is simple. Healthy soil life equals healthy plants. The specific technique that, really revolutionized my garden was the application of biodynamic preparations, particularly compost preparations made from fermented herbs, minerals, and organic matter. These were, historically developed by early 20th century European farmers to enhance microbial activity and soil vitality. One widely used preparation is made by fermenting medicinal herbs like yarrow, chamomile and nettle in compost or manure. The resulting preparation is diluted and applied to garden beds, delivering a potent mix of microbes and organic compounds that stimulate soil activity. For modern gardeners, a practical approach is to start small. Create a compost preparation by layering finely chopped herbs into mature compost, allowing it to ferment for a few weeks. Once active, dilute a portion in water and apply it evenly across garden beds. This not only feeds the microbes already present, but encourages dormant populations to awaken and expand. The effects are, cumulative. Over a single season, soil structure improves, organic matter decomposes faster, and plants absorb nutrients more efficiently, translating into higher yields and healthier crops. Biodynamic soil management doesn't rely solely on prepared extracts. Historically, farmers combined these treatments with physical practices like mulching and cover cropping. Mulching with straw, leaves or shredded plant matter retains moisture, moderates temperature fluctuations, and provides a continuous food source for microbes. Cover crops such as clover or vetch fix nitrogen build organic matter and protect soil from erosion. Together with compost preparations, these practices create a living, self-sustaining ecosystem that supports both plant growth and soil vitality. I applied this combination in my own beds. After spreading a layer of fermented compost preparation, I covered the soil with chopped leaves and planted clover between vegetable rows. Over the following weeks, the garden soil became spongy and nutrient-rich, even in areas that had previously been compacted or depleted. Seedlings rooted more rapidly, flowering was abundant, and the plants demonstrated resilience against pests and weather fluctuations. These results show how biodynamic principles can be integrated into modern gardens with minimal complexity but profound effect. Applying these methods doesn't require a large farm or specialized equipment. You can start, really, by enriching your compost with a few medicinal herbs and letting it ferment. Then apply a diluted mixture to your garden beds in the early morning or late afternoon, just to avoid sun stress on those helpful microbes. Mulch with organic matter that's available locally, and, if you like, consider interplanting cover crops to maintain continuous soil fertility. Observe the soil and plant response. Healthy soil will support earthworm populations, have improved structure, and sustain robust plant growth without any need for additional chemical inputs. Even small-scale gardeners can see benefits. For example, a single raised bed treated with biodynamic preparations and mulched with leaves produced twice the yield of untreated beds in just one growing season. Crops were healthier, storage life improved, and pest incidence was noticeably lower. These methods demonstrate the practicality and effectiveness of biodynamic soil management when applied thoughtfully and consistently. The transformative power of biodynamic soil practices lies in shifting focus from plants alone to the living ecosystem beneath them. By feeding soil life through compost preparations, mulching, and cover crops, gardeners can unlock the soil's full potential. The result is explosive plant growth resilient crops and a sustainable system that builds fertility over time. Historical knowledge, once overlooked, provides modern gardeners with a blueprint for thriving gardens without reliance on synthetic chemicals. For more historically grounded, practical and highly effective gardening techniques, subscribe to Hydrohaven and share this video with fellow enthusiasts. Activate your soil's life, nurture the ecosystem below, and watch your garden thrive like never before.